Hello everyone. Today we will discuss about the carotid sheet, buccopharyngeal and the pharyngobasilar fascia of the deep cervical fascia of neck. Now first of all the carotid sheet. Now there are various of the vessels. There are many vessels in the neck and the chances of the vessel to be compressed by the in the neck is very high because the movement of the neck is very much in a human being body, right? So these vessels can be get compressed and injured. So in order to protect them, there is a condensation of the fibroareolar tissue around this main vessel of the neck, and this condensation of fibroareolar tissue in the neck around the vessel is called as the carotid sheet. Okay, now this carotid sheet actually form on the anterior aspect by the pretracheal fascia, this, and the posterior aspect by the prevertebral fascia. Now first of all, look at the diagram. This is the carotid sheet enclosing the main vessel of the neck and protecting them. Right, and this is the pretracheal fascia and this is the prevertebral fascia. Pretracheal fascia mainly encloses the hyoid gland, and the prevertebral fascia actually encloses the prevertebral muscle, that means sclenus anterior, medius, and posterior. Right, so the anterior aspect of this carotid sheet actually is formed by the pretracheal fascia, and the posterior aspect of this carotid sheet actually formed by the prevertebral fascia. Now the contents of the carotid sheet are mainly the artery, veins and nerve. Artery is the common carotid artery. Okay, in the downward, we actually while going upward will divide into internal carotid and the external carotid artery. Okay, but the external carotid actually goes out of the carotid sheet. That's why the main content in the carotid sheet is only the common carotid artery and the internal carotid artery. Okay, now vein is the one vein, internal jugular vein, and the nerve is the vagus nerve in between these two. So this is the cross section including the vein, artery and the nerve. Okay, now in the upper part there are a 9th, 10th and 11th cranial nerve are also present in the upper part of this carotid sheet, and they actually pierces the carotid sheet in various different places. Now the relations of the carotid sheet. Now to understand this, just look at this cross sectional diagram of the carotid sheet. Anteriorly, it is actually having relation with the ansa cervicalis. Ansa cervicalis is in the anterior part. In the posterior part, you can see there is sympathetic trunk in the behind part of this sheet. And also, the sheet is overlapped by the anterior border of the sternocleidomastoid muscle and is fused to the layer of the deep cervical fascia. The buccopharyngeal fascia. Now, first of all, look at this diagram. Okay, now first of all, if you remember, I told you before in the prevertebral fascia video that the prevertebral fascia actually divides into anterior and the posterior division. Anterior division is also known as the alar fascia. Okay, and this alar fascia is actually divided from the buccopharyngeal fascia, separated from the buccopharyngeal fascia by the retropharyngeal space. So over here in the anterior aspect of the retropharyngeal space, there would be buccopharyngeal fascia. Okay, remember, because buccopharyngeal fascia is not visible in most of the diagrams, even in your books also. So you only have to imagine that in front or in the anterior aspect of the retropharyngeal space, there will be buccopharyngeal fascia. Now remember, the buccopharyngeal fascia covers all the external aspect of the constrictor muscle of the neck and also extend up to the superior part of the buccinator muscle. Okay, and remember the retropharyngeal space is present posterior to the buccopharyngeal fascia because this retropharyngeal space actually separates the buccopharyngeal fascia from the alar fascia or the anterior fascia of the prevertebral fascia. Just remember, in my prevertebral video I told you that these actually divide in two parts. Okay, so just refer my prevertebral fascia video to understand this well. Now the alar fascia is the ancillary layer of the neck of the deep cervical fascia and actually divides the retropharyngeal space into two main parts. This anterior fascia of the prevertebral fascia actually divides the retropharyngeal space into two main parts, and remember the space between the alar fascia and the prevertebral fascia is called the dangerous space in the neck. Okay, so posterior space is is known as the dangerous space between the alar fascia and the prevertebral fascia. Between the alar fascia and the prevertebral fascia, the space is known as the dangerous space of the neck. Now last is the pharyngobasilar fascia. Now as the name says pharyngobasilar, that means it will be present deep to the pharyngeal muscles. Okay, it is deep to the pharyngeal muscles and it is thickened between the upper border of the superior constrictor muscle of the pharynx and the base of the skull. So this was all about the carotid sheet, buccopharyngeal fascia and the pharyngobasilar fascia. Just watch my part 1 and part 2 video of the deep cervical fascia of neck. Hope you understood it well. Thank you so much.